Hello, everybody, and welcome in. My apologies for being a little bit late this evening. Just things that are beyond my control, unfortunately, but we're here. A little bit late, but we're here. Welcome, everybody. Dane says eagerly waiting. Cody, Pro Am 2. Yes, it's Pro Am 2, Cody, you betcha. Yes, stream starting soon. Let's go Pro Am 2. Good luck to all drivers. Come on, THG. Tron coming in saying THG. What's up, everybody? How we all doing? Nolander coming in with that thumbs up as well. How much love, my dude. And the care. Everybody's popping off here tonight. So I hope everybody is ready for the final race of 2022, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be no more comms coming from GT45 Gaming until the new year now. So this is it. This is the last show of the 2022 season, and it is presented by Flat Out Racing North America, sponsored by GTR Simulators and the Apex Racing Team. I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and of course powered by Hypre here, ladies and gentlemen, on all our amazing graphics for the stream here this season, all season long. So, the final race of 2022 for Flat Out Racing North America has finally come. It is Pro Am 2 division, and most certainly last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen some crazy races here so far throughout the last 4 days at Flat Out Racing North America. Let's go, says Paymay. Hey, let's go. All right. Got Gary coming in with that thumbs up as well. Not sure why my laptop is not. I'm not getting the joke. Anyways. Not getting is a joke. Alright. Not sure why my earbuds aren't working. Yeah. I love being rushed, chat. Can't you tell? Do 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 do. Brain's coming back to me real shortly, chat. Alright. Pro Am 2 division, ladies and gentlemen, is the Subaru BRZ, like we've seen last night as well. From our Pro Am 1 division, we did see a one-stop strategy prove viable with Jay Silva coming in second place, and then of course, sorry, not Silva, Renegade. Sorry, my apologies. I'm taking Pro Race here. So, is it feasible? Absolutely. Can you get a podium with it? Absolutely. But you got to have a pretty picture-perfect race, so to speak. You can't make any mistakes. You can't really get caught up in traffic. You got to just be able to drive and focus on the race at hand. So we are 35 laps here at Brands Hatch this evening for everybody, and racing medium and soft tires are required for the race, which means the drivers are going to have to take one stop. Now, when that stop is entirely up to the drivers, the racers, the crews, and how many sets of tires, how many pit stops, how much fuel they want to consume throughout this race here today is entirely up to each one of the teams on the track. 13 drivers on the grid. We don't have the lineup sitting in front of us here because we don't have an updated one for this division currently. So we'll just go through the grid here with everybody in just a moment. I just got to download the standings from our Pro Am 2 division here so we can pop them up on screen for everybody. There it is. Just to bear with for uno momento, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I do apologize for being late this evening. It is just something that was beyond my control today, unfortunately. Alright, so we got all that downloaded. So let's, we'll pop that in once we move over. The Jag was great on fuel. One stop equals high risk equals high reward. Sometimes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go. This is going to be show y'all. Get your snacks, drinks, kick back, relax, enjoy the great entertainment. Y'all help a guy out. Throw him a follow, like, and share. Hey, much love, Nolander, my guy. Appreciate you, my dude. We're just going to do a quick check. Make sure everything's running good here on both channels. I'm a little concerned that it's not working too great over on the Flat Out YouTube right now. If anybody's over there watching, let me know if everything's working over there, please. Alright. So strategy talk real quick, and then we'll flip over screens, ladies and gentlemen, is again, like it always is here at Flat Out Racing North America this season, the one-stop versus the two-stop strategy. Now, last night we seen the two-stop come out on the top of the podium and third place on the podium, but a one-stop finding its way second place in the podium. So the big question is what are we going to see here tonight from our field of drivers? We do have some new drivers on the track here for our Pro-Am 2 series this week. So nice big fat grid. Like I said, 13 drivers here today, so should make for a really good race. What can we expect from Brands Hatch? Well, it's pretty simple. Anything goes. And now oh boy, this could be a really awkward stream tonight because everything seems to be running at about 75% capacity here currently. Scott Arthur coming in with a thumbs up as well. So let's get over to the live screen. Let's get you guys a breakdown on the grid. YouTube fine there. Perfect. Awesome. Appreciate you. Pole position is Sweaty Palms, ladies and gentlemen. So again, bonus points for that driver, so that's always ever so important. It's going to be one extra bonus point for Sweaty Palms for that pole position, so that's going to, of course, help his charge in the standings. And before we go any further, let's bring those up to you guys so I don't forget through the broadcast, because I always forget through the broadcast to bring the standings up. So we do have Troll and Colby still leading the series here with 90 points. We've got Phoenix with 88. We've got Sweaty Palm sitting there in third with 68. We've got Turner in fourth with 62. We got Fuentes in fifth place with 39. We've got Mao in sixth with 37. We got RJ in seventh with 35 points. CB Matt in eighth with 24 points. Barry in ninth with 23. And Average Tom rounding out our top 10 here with 18 points. You see Apex Racing's Cupcake there with 16. Rev Prozac with 8. And Mini Dan 28 with 4. So Apex Racing's Cupcake just had his first race last week at Interlagos as well. So a great start for his season as well. I believe that was a P4 finish, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you can see, much like Pro-Am 1 division, ladies and gentlemen, Pro-Am 2 division is just as tight in the standings as it was last night's race that we saw here in the Pro-Am 1 lobby. Matthew coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, my dudes. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Happy holidays, everybody. And, I mean, I guess really without further ado, let's get to some racing here. I'm a little rushed. I'm a little out of sorts here today, Chad. I do apologize. We will fall into the rhythm here at some point, I'm sure. We always do. TPC Trone, 80 THG. It is THG. Yes, it is THG. Dane here. Absolutely correct on that. Yep, it was P4. Hey, let's see it. Apex E. All right, guys. So, Sweaty Palms on pole position. We have N. Williams. Debut race for him today, sitting in second place. We got Budsy here from the Ice Racing Group sitting in third place. We have Phoenix from OBR in fourth. We've got THG's Tro and Kobe in fifth place. We've got Weaslub? Ooh, I don't know about that one. We're going to call him Weeg for now. Average Tom in seventh. We've got Matt in eighth. We've got Apex Racing's Cupcake in ninth. We've got Icer Tubes in 10th. This will be his debut race as well today. Fuentes here in 11th. Sooner in 12th. And Mao here rounding out our field in 13th place. So, are we ready for a race, chat? Let's see it, Apexy. I don't know if we're ready for a race yet. I haven't seen you guys all fired up like the boys were last night. I don't know. What do you guys think? Cody Thompson coming in with that heart on the stream as well. Much love, my dude. Appreciate you. Alright, I'm really concerned that the stream's just not working well. I just got this, unshaking feeling today. So, let's see how it goes here. But can they make it through T1 clean? Well, the Pro-Am 1 lobby did last night, so let's see if the Pro-Am 2 lobby can. Pro-Am 1 lobby was the first lobby to get through that corner clean, so I guess without further ado, kick them tires, light them fires. It's time to go racing. Let's get it on, chat. Let's do it. Let's kick that thing. 1 red, 2 red, 3 red, 4 red, 5 reds, waiting for the green. Long light, short light, unsure. Short light tonight, and here we go. Sweaty Palms off, and the field is off. It looks like second place driver Williams there, not getting the best of starts. So it is going to be Sweaty Palms who's going to maintain the race lead coming into Paddock Hill Bend. We got Phoenix coming in the outside here. Ooh, it is almost 3 wide there as we see Budsy going for a move there as well, still sitting in P3, so it looks like everybody survived turn one. A little bit of carnage coming into Druids here. We got 3 cars making contact there, and they're going 2 deep, 3 wide here, and there we go. Got a driver spinning out. Not ideal to try and make it 2 deep, 3 wide around the Druids there, so not the cleanest start here from a Pro-Am 2 driver. We got a driver getting launched off on the curbing in turn 3 here as well, so we have just sheer chaos here. And boy, oh boy, it has been a little bit of bump and tug here as we start this race of Pro-Am 2 so far, ladies and gentlemen. Fuentes still holding out in 11th. We got Mao in 12th, and he was the driver that we seen get pushed out in turn 3. And Matt here was the unfortunate driver getting spun around in the Druids coming into turn 2 at the start of this race. So, whew. That was a little heaty. It was like a little spicy chili pepper coming through Paddock Hill Bend and Druids there, ladies and gentlemen. And now it looks like these guys have kind of sorted themselves back out here. So, Sweaty Palms in the lead here as we're coming around Westfield. And, ooh, Phoenix is going to take a little look inside here. Is he going to try and make that stick? No, he's going to be on the outside here. My apologies, wrong corner. And it is 1, 2, 3 deep, nose to tail here from our leader, Sweaty Palms, Phoenix, and Budsy so far, very early on in this Pro-Am race. And boy, oh boy, that was a dicey start, chat. That was a dicey start. Game audio check. There we go. All right, Phoenix here in second place. And he is just right tucked in underneath Sweaty Palms here. So I think we're going to be in for a good little start to the race here today, chat. And Phoenix is looking very racy as always here again today. Budsy here in third place, and he is starting to catch right up on these two now too, as well as they're kind of mini battling, so to speak. They're just jockeying for position on the racetrack here right now, but now it is side by side as Phoenix and Sweaty Palms are going to go into turn 3 here, and that's a tough corner to get side by side, but they do a great job there. Phoenix is going to move up into the lead, so our second race leader of the night does belong to OBR's Phoenix here, and Sweaty Palms is going to settle in from Flying Fox Racing here up into second place. Budsy's still right there hot on his tail as well in third. Move down to fourth place. We've got Average Tom here in fourth. We've got Williams in fifth. We've got Cupcake here from Apex Racing all the way up into sixth now. And he is being pressured by Tron Kobe here from Team THG as well there as he took a look up the inside around the sweeper here. And Trones is just checking, getting some cleaner in that race car there. He's going to take a little look, see how Apex Racing's Cupcake is going to react to him taking a look. And both these drivers just holding solid, holding strong here on their lines, and having a good little run here right now in 6th and 7th place, and of course 5th place up there with Williams as well. So we got Weeg here, Weeglib. That's a tough name. That's a tough one. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're in the chat, my man. Please. We don't want to butcher it all night long. Who went down turn 2? So spicy. That was CB Matt that went down turn 2. Go THG's Tro, and there we go. Now the fans are fired up. So we got Sooner Man here from Flying Fox Racing, and he definitely has a livery, but we're not seeing it. So another livery glitch here today as well, again in the race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, oh boy, Gran Turismo is a little bit of a mess right now. We have Ice Driver Tubes here, and again, this is his debut race today as well here in 10th. Fuentes here in 11th place. We've got Mao in 12th and Matt here in 13th. So Phoenix coming around Searchies here, and he's going a little bit of a lead on Sweaty Palms now. About 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds tops here as he's starting to kind of stretch those legs in that OBR Subaru there, and he has fastest lap on track with 25.5 at the moment as well. Sweaty Palms here in second, and he has Average Tom shaking him down, and we don't see Average Tom's livery here either, so we're getting all kinds of livery glitches tonight. This is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. So Average Tom here from High Pre Racing in third place, and unfortunately we're not seeing that beautiful livery on the car here tonight because, well, we got a little bit of a glitch going on in the lobby. Williams up into fourth place now, so he's grabbed a position back. Tron Colby has moved up into 5th as well, so he has gotten around Apex Racing's Cupcake. Cupcake still in 6th place here. Weelib in 7th. We have Soonerman up into 8th, and these guys are really tight together here, so that's fantastic to see. We got Tubes here in 9th. We've got Fuentes up into 10th now. Budsy making a mistake, dropping all the way down into 11th, so our 3rd place driver losing several positions here. And rough start for him there. Mao in 12th place and Matt in 13th. Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it's only lap 4 of 35. Plenty of time to go here yet in this race. Lots of time for these drivers to make this up. Maybe a little bit of a strategy adjustment. Who knows what these guys are thinking here, but a mistake can still be made up this early in the race, so guys just got to get their heads down, put their foots into the pedals, and just keep doing what they do best, and that's bring these beautiful Subarus around this racetrack in great style here at Flat Out Racing. Phoenix looking very solid though, and he's trying to catch Drone in the point standings for that lead going into the holiday season. So right now he's got 2 more positions in hand on Tron Kobe, so looking solid here so far. Average Tom has now moved up into second place as well, so he's found his way around Sweaty Palms here tonight, and looking very racy as he's trying to chase down the leader, Phoenix. Sweaty Palms started in the lead, now falling down into third place here, so doesn't look like he's stressing out too much right now. He hasn't been battling too hard with these guys. He's just trying to keep the race car in the optimal condition he can for the end of the race. Tyrone Colby from THG has moved all the way up into fourth place here now, so he's starting to make his way up to the top and trying to make his charge back up to the podium. Williams here, and again, this is his debut race today as well, ladies and gentlemen, up currently sitting in fifth place, looking very strong here. Apex Racing's Cupcake, and I mean, again, yes, that is title sponsor Apex Racing, one of their drivers here in the Pro-Am 2 division, ladies and gentlemen, looking very strong here in sixth place, and this is his second race of the season for this driver, so be interesting to see how he follows up that fourth place finish from last week. We've got Mr. Weeglib. We're gonna go Weeglib today until we're corrected. In seventh place here, we got Soonerman in eighth. We've got Tubes again in ninth from Icer, and now the Icer boys have kind of linked up here. So we've got Icer in ninth, Tubes in ninth, and Budsy in 10th. So let's see if these guys work together a little bit to push their way through the pack here. Fuentes in 11th, and it looks like he got something wrong there. Nope. I think that was a different driver we've seen having an issue potentially there. Matt in 12th, and of course Mal a little bit off these guys here now. He does have a little bit of damage on that race car, so not sure what happened to that driver, but he was involved. He was the driver that was sent wide into turn 3 at the start of the race, but I don't think that caused him the damage there, so he must have gotten himself into some other trouble at some other point here since lap 1. But Phoenix is the guy leading the charge here right now on lap 5, and we're just going to be starting lap 6 here, so we're definitely coming along quickly here around Brands Hatch today. Again, it's a very small technical racetrack as we see Phoenix smashing that fastest lap there with a 123.879 now on the racetrack, and starting to feel comfortable up front there as he's coming into Druids. Average Tom's just coming down out of Paddock Hill Bend here, so a little bit of a gap here now from first to second place. We have Sweaty Palms here in third place, and he's not too far off Tom here, losing just a little bit of time, but Tyrone Kobe is catching up to Sweaty Palms here. You can see he's on a blue lap, which means his fastest lap currently on the racetrack so far today, and you've seen the last one being his quickest one, so he's starting to settle into his pace here. We've got Williams in fifth place, and he's got just a gaggle of cars coming up in behind him here. Let's jump on board with Williams here as we have pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, Apex Racing's Cupcake here in sixth place, and looking like he's just pretty content right now sitting there in sixth place. He's not forcing a battle here. He's just trying to stay nice and close, use that slipstream, save some fuel, and just as I say that, he gets a really good run coming out of the corner there, but he just tucks back in behind, and great job by all these drivers here driving nose to tail through this technical part of the racetrack and not getting each other into trouble here. So Apex Cupcake lost a little bit off Williams there. Williams clearly a little bit better through that sector this time around. Let's see what Cupcake does as he comes around here. He is slowly but surely gaining a tiny amount of time on Williams here, but Williams got a good run through those technical sectors as we're coming through clearways, and we're going to be hitting Clark's Curve here right now. That's where we are at the moment, and coming across the start finish line on lap 7 here, ladies and gentlemen. Now again, 4 cars very close together here. Cupcake again seems to be better in the first half of the racetrack, and then Williams seems to show some strength in the second half of the racetrack here. So a nice even driving by these two drivers as far as pace goes currently. Ooh, Apex Cupcake got fortunate there as he really got hung up on that inside curb into Druids, and we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that that can be bad news. I can grab that front end of that car and just hook it around and spin it around, but he's doing a really great job there so far. Back at P6, he has Weeglib just right there underneath his tail as well in 7th, and that's allowing Soonerman to really start to close up here now with these guys just kind of playing nice at the moment. So a little bit of teamwork coming from the mid-pack here to try and catch up to those guys up front. Budsy has gotten around Tubes here now, and he's really starting to make up some time here. He's catching up to that pack we were just following. We have Tubes just a little bit behind with Fuentes gaining some ground on him. Matt's starting to gain some ground on Fuentes here, and Mal just having a tough start to the day here, but lots of racing left, ladies and gentlemen. We have a mile of alerts we need to catch up on here. We got Matthew Johnson coming in with the like, I believe we said that one. We got Paymay coming in with the like. We got LJ coming in with the like. We got Alejandra Aguilera coming in with the like. Kilt coming in with that like and that share as well. We're just going to jump over. We're going to go check out Flat Out's YouTube, make sure we're not missing anything too sweet over there. We got Sweaty Palms looking good. World champ Sweaty Palms. We got some Sweaty Palms fans up in the house over there in the Flat Out Racing chat. I quadruple share coming from Kilt Racer, my guy. You're a legend, my dude. Appreciate you. Much love. Hope we're all well tonight. I barely remember doing this race, keeping it close up front. Hey, we'll see you later, Kilt. Appreciate you, my guy. Phoenix coming around Cersei's right now, and he is looking very solid here. So, got about a 3 to 4 second gap currently on the rest of the field. Average Tom chasing in second place. We got Antrone L. Colbert Sr. coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, much love. Average Tom here, High Pre Racing, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, that beautiful livery is not showing up on the screen here today. I guess the game doesn't want to show off that absolutely beautiful livery from High Pre Racing here today. I'm not sure why, but yeah, still doing really good in second place here. Sweaty Palms is in third. Now he's under pressure here from Trone a little bit. Let's jump on board with Trone here as he's chasing Sweaty Palms down. I guess the bigger question is Trone content with sitting behind Sweaty Palms, or does Trone feel like he's got more pace than Sweaty Palms? Because Trone really closed that gap up on this driver very, very quickly, and now he's got a decision to make. Does he battle a little bit here, try to get around him? Does he feel he has the pace on Sweaty Palms in third place, or is he just going to be content to sit in behind and follow Sweaty Palms around? Now, from what I can see, I would recommend him probably thinking about maybe trying to get around Sweaty Palms sooner than later before it hurts him in his strategy, and we're just seeing that now. You can see Trone got a great run through Paddock Hill Bend there. We're going to go side by side going into the Druids, and there we go to see if Sweaty Palms tries for the cutback here. He does try to get the run a little bit, but he just isn't able to get in beside, so he's going to tuck in behind Trone here and take a whole lot of T3 there. And he's gonna. You can see very quickly that Trone is pulling away already on Sweaty Palms. So coming up Cersei's here, you can see Trone needed to get around Sweaty Palms there, as both those drivers are on different tire compounds. So Sweaty Palms here in fourth place. Williams still doing very solid here in fifth place. You can see those guys up ahead still. Apex Racing's Cupcake right there, still sitting in behind Williams, and he has Weeg here. Taking a look. He did take a look going into that corner there. Now, that just might have been to get some fresh air into the race car so he could get the car to react properly around the corner, or he might have thought he might have had an opportunity to get around there and just tried to jump in, but just didn't quite get the run, so backing back out and tucking right back in line there. I'm not sure what that was, but he was definitely looking very racy there for a minute as he was chasing that sixth place driver, Apex Racing's Cupcake. Sooner Man from Flying Fox Racing, again another driver that apparently delivery doesn't want to show up for here tonight. Here in 8th place, having a good race as well tonight. We have Budsy here in 9th. We have Tubes here in 10th, and we see both these ice drivers with that beautiful Cancer livery on there as well. So we have Apex Racing's Cupcake coming into pit lane. Sweaty Palms coming into pit lane. We have Sooner Man also coming into pit lane. So 3 drivers here currently in pit lane. So we're already starting to see those two-stop strategies playing out very early on in the race here at lap 10. All right, very interesting. So Phoenix cruising up the road here, and he has got what was a pretty good lap there, but it looks like our second place driver just spun there, and THG Trone Colby's going to move up into second place. Williams is going to move up into third, and Tom's going to drop all the way back down to fifth place. So having an incident coming out of Cersei's, and again, ladies and gentlemen, Cersei's is fighting these Subarus tonight. We talked much about this last night's broadcast with the Pro Am1 guys and their Subaru BRZ race cars, and Cersei's is definitely a difficult corner for these cars, just with how low to the ground they are, how short and narrow they are, and just the way that the nature of that curve, that corner is. So seeing some drivers struggling with that corner a little bit. We live now up into P4. We've got Average Tom dropping, like I said, back to P5 from second place there with that spin in the Cersei's. Budsy here in 6th place, and he is starting to catch up to Average Tom there now a little bit too, just behind here as well. So both the ice drivers looking very solid here in their debuts this week. CB Matt now all the way back up into 8th place with those pit stops. We have Fuentes up into 9th, so that's going to put Apex Racing's Cupcake, the first of the drivers coming out of pit lane, in 10th. Sweaty Palms in 11th, Sooner in 12th, and Mao hasn't made a pit stop yet. He's just a little bit behind the pace here. Again, driver suffering with some damage, and we do know that damage definitely does affect these race cars, and it's a little bit of front aero damage on the race car of Mao there. So losing very vital speed and braking ability coming into corners with that front aero damage, so definitely costing him some time on the racetrack here. THG's throwing Kobe, doing everything he can to try and gain some pace on the leader of Phoenix up ahead here. Williams is starting to look very racy here as he's coming around in third place. Wieglib as well looking very good in fourth place here, and I believe those two are teammates judging by the liveries we're seeing on the race cars there. We have ICER drivers Budsy and Tubes in 5th and 6th place, and just behind the CB Matt. So CB Matt has grabbed yet another spot there with the pit stop, and he is looking very solid here as he is making his recovery after whatever happened there going into Druids. We have Apex Racing's Cupcake here in 8th, and again, first the drivers who have made their first pit stops today. Average Tom, getting it a little bit wrong there. In 9th place, we've got Sweaty Palms here in 10th. We've got Sooner in 11th, and Mao now up into 12th, and Fuentes down into 13th after his pit stop. So top half of the field has yet to pit, but the bottom half of the field has, of course, made that first pit stop tonight. So some drivers most certainly definitely on a two-stop strategy here. Nick Brewster coming in with the love. What's up, my dude? Happy holidays. Cheers, guys. Hey, we appreciate you, Nick. Hope you're having a fantastic holiday season yourself, my guy. Mr. Williams now up into 2nd place here, and Trone Colby into 3rd. So not sure what happened to Trone there, but now Williams has grabbed his position on Trone Colby here. So Trone Colby's down in the podium there. Now he has some pressure from Wieglib in behind. So let's see if Wieglib is going to try and make a move on Trone here or not. We're seeing various tire compounds on the racetrack right now too, ladies and gentlemen. So that always makes for interesting racing. And Wieglib is just sitting on that rear bumper of Trone right now. He is just closed right in on that THG driver. And let's see if he's going to do anything with it here as we're coming around into the final couple corners. Brands Hatch here, we're just coming around this one, and then we come into Clearways after this little bit of a straightaway, and then the second part of the corner, which they call Clark's Curve, and then it's the start-finish line to start lap 13. So let's see if Wieglib can get a run here as we're coming through Clearways and Clark's Curve on Troll and Colby coming into Paddock Hill Bend, and see if he can get something done maybe coming down into Druids. He is definitely closing up a little bit, it looks like, there on Trone. In the slipstream, he takes a wide entry into Paddock Hill Bend. Great entry and exit by both those drivers coming through Paddock Hill Bend there. And coming into Druids, it is going to be Trone Colby leading the charge, but you can see Wieglib there closing in a little bit, under braking. So, a little bit of battle developing there for 4th and 5th place currently. 3rd and 4th place. Budsy here in 5th place, and had 5th place on my brain because that's where we just went. With his teammate Tubes a little bit behind here, not too far in 6th place. And CB Matt, and just as we go to check on Matt, he gets all of that turn 30 curb and into that wall with that rear end of that car, and that is super unfortunate for him as he was really closing in on ICER driver Tube there. So he's back on the track there now. That's going to allow for Apex Racing's Cupcake to gain a whole bunch of time on CB Matt. Super unfortunate there for Matt as he just got a lot of curb there, got on the throttle at the wrong time, and well, we all seen what happened. It just swung the rear end of that Subaru around and turned a pretty good day into a semi-bad day here currently. Average Tom in 9th place from High Pre Racing. Sweaty Palms from Flying Fox sitting here in 10th place, and he's having a good lap here right now, 7/10 up on his best lap so far today. Soonerman in 11th. We got Mao here in 12th, and this driver of course getting sent out wide on turn 3 at lap 1 there, so he is still trying to make that recovery drive and suffering from some damage here. And then Fuentes has made a pit stop here, so Phoenix is in the lead, but it's not a commanding lead here. I mean, he's sitting on a solid 5-6 seconds, almost making that crucial mistake on that turn 3 exit curve there. And he's looking pretty good here, but we're probably going to be seeing a pit stop coming out of some of these guys here pretty soon. Williams up in 2nd, doing a very good job. He's managed to open up a little bit of a gap here on THG's Troll and Kobe as we come up in through Xerxes here. And both those drivers just showing incredible driving, very equally paced by the looks of it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Trone hasn't lost Williams yet, but Williams has definitely found his way around. And Trone is just now working hard at keeping up with Williams here in 2nd place, pardon me. Wieglib was right on the back end of Trone and Kobe there, but now just falling off just a little tiny bit, about a second off. And just as we see that, Trone and Kobe getting it wrong, coming off there, a little too much curb coming around the Westfield there and getting that car sideways, and that's going to be a free pass for Wieglib here up into P3, back in behind his teammate Williams up ahead. So Trone Kobe having a little bit of an issue there, and it's going to drop it down to 4th place. Now, he does manage to keep the car out of trouble as far as damage goes, but it definitely cost him time in a position on the racetrack. Budsy now chasing here in 5th place, and our leader is coming into pit lane, so here we go. Next round of pit stops coming from the rest of our drivers here. We got Phoenix from OBR in first coming into pit lane. We got Williams here from Stealth Racing in second, with Weeglib coming in now. Currently was in third when he came in, sitting there from Stealth Racing as well. And then we have THG's Tyrone Kobe coming in here as well. And seeing him, again, just having a little bit of a rough lap there as he was coming into the end of that lap and losing that position. So we'll have to see if he can gain some of that time back in pit lane there. So our new race leader now does belong to the ice driver Budsy here, and he is our 3rd race leader of the night, ladies and gentlemen. That is our 2nd lead change of the evening as well. That puts his teammate Tubes in 2nd place, and Phoenix coming out of pit lane up into 3rd. So he had a good enough gap there to still stay on the podium after his pit stop and come out in front of all the other drivers at pit about 3-4 laps ago. So Apex Racing's Cupcake, they're now up into 4th place. Sweaty Palms is back up in the 5th here. Average Tom chasing him right close behind in 6th place here. And nice little entry into Xerxes there by Average Tom. Soonerman just behind him here in 7th place, and we got the two cars that apparently don't want to show off that beautiful race car liveries here today, one behind the other now. THG's Tyrone Kobe coming out into 8th place here. Williams coming out in 9th, so Tyrone Kobe does leapfrog both these drivers in pit lane. Weeglib in 10th. Mao is up into 11th now. Fuentes is in 12th, and Matt is in 13th. Now, we did see Matt have that issue, so he did have to, of course, get that damage fixed with his pit stop that he has just recently made. So Budsy coming around Paddock Hill Bend here on lap 16. And I guess the big question is, are we going to see some of these drivers go for that one-stop strategy here again tonight? We did see it last night. We've seen it in all the divisions this year, this weekend, but the two-stop prevailing to be very dominant throughout the series this week here in round 6. So we do suspect to see much of the same here in Pro-Am 2 division, but hey, the drivers could prove us wrong. Phoenix in 30 as Apex Racing's Cupcake has really closed in on him here as these drivers have been coming around on lap 16 here. And oh no, now we got Phoenix falling victim to the curb at turn 3. He's going to get himself into trouble backing into that racetrack. He's going to try and get that thing in the right direction. He's back on the gas and he's going forward again, but he's losing 2 positions there. And boy, oh boy, the same 2 corners we've seen give our Pro-Am 1 division last night problems is giving our Pro-Am 2 division the same issues. That turn 3 exit curb has claimed 3 victims already today, and Xerxes claiming a couple of victims as well very, very early on in this race today. So fireworks happening here at Brands Hatch, ladies and gentlemen. Brands Hatch has not decided to play nice tonight. It has showed its teeth all week long, and it's still been glaring those teeth here in the United Kingdom tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers are not only battling each other here today, but they're definitely battling this racetrack as well. And Brands Hatch is fighting back, that is for sure. And we got a battle here between Fuentes and Mao. Mao managed to come into the corner ahead there, so great defense from Mao. He just had a better run coming in. And Fuentes took a look there. He just realized he didn't have the run, so he opted just to sit back in behind. Of course, technical sector coming here, so great racing decisions made by these 2 drivers here not to try and force this side by side. This is a very tough area of the racetrack to go side by side, and both these drivers just opted to go single file and make a race out of it and a better passing opportunity here. So great racing call there by Fuentes. Matt here in 13th, and then he's starting to catch up to these guys. So these guys are having a fantastic race here tonight as well. Got Bob Cross coming in with the big-time 50-star bomb. Let's get a hashtag Bob up in all those chats, please, ladies and gentlemen. Much love. Appreciate those 50 stars, my guy. Let's go THG, says Bob. Tube coming here in second, lap 17. These guys are definitely looking like they're on a one-stop here. We'll see if they can pull it off. Apex Racing's Cupcake here in 3rd place, and every other driver is pit except for those top 2 drivers here currently. Sweaty Palms is in 4th. Tom is in 5th. Phoenix is in 6th. We just seen that driver making a mistake, and just as we say that, he makes another mistake there. Can he keep it together? That was some great save right there by Phoenix, and boy, oh boy, that car has become a handful for this driver here in this stint. And he is getting all kinds of pressure from THG's Tyrone Kobe now with that mistake. So Tyrone Kobe is on the back door here. And Phoenix is just having a little bit of a rough couple laps here, and it's cost him a couple positions. He got some damage on that race car. He is definitely needs just to get his head back in the game here and just get his focus locked back in and get back to his race here. A couple of really tough laps here for OBR's Phoenix, and you can see Tyrone Colby just sitting right in behind here right now patiently. Let's see what happens as we come in through Paddock Hill Bend here now. Tyrone's going to take a look. He's going to back out, going to take that wide entry to see if he can get a good run on Phoenix here. That is what it looked like he was going for, but Phoenix got a good exit out of there. So Tyrone's going to gain a little bit here coming into Druids. Ton under braking. And there we go. We may see a battle here in Phoenix again. Feeling the pressure of Tyrone Colby there, getting that car a little bit of loose on exit here again. Let's see if he can keep it right here around turn 3. And he does manage to keep it underneath of him there this time. But again, it's a risk versus reward taking that much of that curb out of the exit of turn 3. And we've seen some of these drivers be rewarded, and we've seen some of these drivers pay the ultimate price. And that's by eating Mr. Barriere on the other side of the racetrack. So Phoenix doing a good job right now, currently holding THG Tyrone Colby off, but I feel like this is only going to be a matter of time before Tyrone feels like this driver is holding him up. So, and Tyrone does need to finish ahead of Phoenix here. So, again, Phoenix getting wide around that corner, and the pressure from having Tyrone sitting right there just proving to be a little too much potentially here. And he's going to lose a handful of positions here. He's going to lose position to Williams and Weegleb as well. So Phoenix having just a tough set of laps here. He's got dirty tires now. He is just fighting this race car. Let's get off this poor guy. Let's get this guy get locked back into this race. So we have seen Tubes and Budsy now just making his pit stop here, ladies and gentlemen. So the race lead now belongs to Apex Racing's Cupcake, our 4th race leader here tonight. Our 3rd lead change so far, and now in the lead by not too much, about 3-4 seconds on 2nd place driver Sweaty Palms. So Sweaty Palms from Flying Fox Racing back up into 2nd place. He did start on pole position here tonight too, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate those hashtags up in the chats too, ladies and gentlemen. Much love, much love. Average Tom here in 3rd place. We got Soonerman now up into 4th place. So he is slowly but surely been creeping his way up through the field here tonight. Tyrone Colby is in 5th. He's now ahead of Phoenix, so that's very important for Tyrone Colby here coming into the holiday season before we resume round 7 in 2023. He does need to finish ahead of OBR driver Phoenix in order to stay ahead of Phoenix in the point standings. Williams here in 6th place with teammate Weegleb right behind in 7th. Both these drivers looking very sharp here tonight in their debuts as well. Phoenix coming around here in 8th place, and he's back on track here, ladies and gentlemen. Our OBR driver had a little bit of a tough go there in the last couple laps, but he's back up on the road here now. He does have the ICE team coming up in behind him with Budsy and Tubes, so be interesting to see how quickly it takes before these drivers catch him. Like I said, we do see unfortunately Phoenix with some driver damage on that race car today, so super unfortunate there for Phoenix, but he is still battling hard here. So Apex Racing's Cupcake here, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 20 of 35, so we're a little over the halfway point at this point here. And he's gonna be good here for a little bit yet. We're gonna see probably about 3 or 4 more laps out of this driver, and then we should probably see his 2nd stop of the race, and we'll have to see where that settles him in as far as positioning goes. Sweaty Palms coming around here, and much of the same thing. Maybe an extra lap where the fuel currently in this driver's car right now is we're at about the midway point as he's trying to chase Cupcake down up in front. We got Average Tom now back up into P3, and we've seen him have a little incident in search seas earlier on in the race, so recovering quite well here so far in P3. Currently Soonerman chasing in 4th place, and he really hasn't let Tom go anywhere there. These two have been kind of behind each other here for this whole 2nd stint, so to speak. There is a little bit of a gap between the two of them, but definitely still 3rd and 4th place here from these two drivers. Looking good. THG's Tyrone Colby here in 5th place, and he is slowly but surely making his way up the road here, trying to track Soonerman down now. We got Williams and teammate Weegleb in 6th and 7th place, and I mean, you can tell these guys are working really well together as a team. They're not battling, they're not swapping positions. They're nose to tail. They're, you know, a solid 3-4 tenths of a second behind each other to make sure they don't get each other into trouble. This is some really good team racing right here by these two drivers, and in their debut, they're really showing off that these guys got some knowledge behind the wheel of these race cars. They got a little bit of skill, and they've obviously been working together and practicing together. So we love to see that, ladies and gentlemen. We don't see enough teamwork, in my opinion, in some of these races. Considering how many teams we have competing throughout all the divisions and multiple drivers from each of the teams in a lot of these divisions, we just don't see that teamwork like we're seeing from these two currently right now on the racetrack. Got Budsy here up into 8th place, and he's got a little bit of pace on his teammate behind him here in Tubes. So A little bit of a gap between these two, but these two have been working pretty well together here tonight too as well. They just haven't quite been as close together as the Stealth Racing team tonight here has been. CB Mack coming around here in 10th place, and this driver's had a tough day on the track, but he is fighting hard here, and again holding out that top 10. Phoenix we've seen there. He's got the tires, he's got the fuel can in there, he's going to get that car fixed up, and he's going to give her as much as he can here to finish off his race today. We got Fuentes coming around. He's going to grab that position on Phoenix there as he's just getting that car fueled up, and he's just going to come out ahead there as well. So Phoenix now out in 12th, and Mal coming around here in P13. So great job by all our drivers here so far. Chris Reeves and Joe Mercier coming in with that love as well. Much love, everybody. Thank you so much for all the likes and shares. If you're enjoying the content and you're not following or subscribed to the pages, hit that button, turn on those live notifications. Never ever will you ever miss another great race here by Flat Out Racing North America. For those of you, of course, that are already following and have subscribed to the pages, thank you so much. We appreciate your support on a returning basis, night in and night out. I see that a lot of the similar faces coming back every single broadcast, so we love you out there for that. Thank you so much for all the great support that you show here to Flat Out Racing North America, and of course myself, GT45 Gaming. We really do appreciate it. Hey, what's up, Jojo? How you doing, my dude? Apex Racing Cupcake coming through search seas there. You can see him starting to struggle a little bit there with them tires, but he's still doing a real great job there in first place. About 3-4 second gap on Sweaty Palms. Just in behind here, THG's Throne Colby's now moved himself up into third place with Williams and Wiegleb in fourth and fifth here now. So these are definitely two drivers I got my eyes on here today. I think those are two drivers that the competitors should be watching here as well as this series progresses here, moving into 2023. We got Budsy from Icer Racing here as well in sixth place, and a great entry and exit out through Searcy's there. Tube as well. A little bit lag coming from this driver, but not too bad here, so he's cruising along nicely. We have CB Matt here in 8th place with Tom just behind in 9th, and he just came through turn 3 there coming into Searcy, so about 3 seconds there. Soonerman has a little bit of a bigger gap from him to Tom now. We're probably looking at about 8 seconds between these drivers. Our leader is Pitt now, Sweaty Palms following him in. Fuentes here in 11th, Phoenix in 12th, and Mao in 13th. So there we go. Apex Racing's Cupcake in the pit lane for his last stop of the race. Sweaty Palms, much of the same. Trone is going to stay out, so Trone is going to take the lead of this race now. So this is our 5th leader of the night, ladies and gentlemen, and our 4th change of that position here on our Pro-Am 2 division tonight. So on lap 23 now we've seen 4 lead changes and 5 different leaders here tonight. So now it belongs to THG's Tyrone Colby. Williams and Wiegleb very close behind here in second and third, and a nice, very tight-knit group here for first, second, and third place on the racetrack right now. That's what we love to see. That means we might see some good battling here before the end of this race from those 3 drivers. We have Budsy here up into 4th place, and he's just coming into Searcy's now. He's got about a 15-second gap, maybe a little less to those drivers up in front. Teammate Tube just in behind here in 5th. Apex Racing's Cupcake, he slots himself back out into 6th place after that pit stop, and he has CB Matt just in behind him, so just getting ahead of Matt there. Matt moving his way back up into the mid-pack here as well now with those pit stops. Sweaty Palms in 8th, Tom in 9th. Soonerman now down into 10th here, Fuentes in 11th. Phoenix, oh, he is just having a rough day getting it wrong coming out Paddock Hill Bend now. Nice little 360 donut, and he is back on the road and moving forward again. So tough day here on the racetrack for the OBR driver today. Now here in 13th place. So Tyrone Colby coming around Clearways and Clark's Curve right now, coming across the start lap 24, ladies and gentlemen, and looking very strong here in the lead. Come on, Cupcake, go Tyrone. Tyrone coming down Paddock Hill Bend here, entering Druids there, and you can see Williams and Wiegleb just coming down Paddock Hill Bend, not too far behind here. So both these drivers, again, doing an exceptional job working together as teammates as well. Again, they aren't battling each other. They're not putting any immediate pressure on each other. They're keeping a good, safe distance from each other, and they're just using slipstream and good racing momentum to continue to try and gain on the leader up in front of them there with Tyrone Colby. So some great racing here by Stealth Racing. I really hope it works out for them tonight. We got Budsy here in 4th place with Tube in fifth, and these two guys have been very close in pace tonight. They've been pretty much one behind the other all night long as well, but again, just not quite as close as the Stealth Racing team on track here tonight. Apex Racing's Cupcake, they're in sixth place now as he's coming up in through Searchseas. We got Sweaty Palms in seventh, Matt in eighth, so Sweaty Palms has gotten around Matt as well. Average Tom here in ninth, Sooner Man here in 10th with Fuentes in P11. Phoenix, of course, in 12th place, and Mao rounding out our field. So all our drivers that started are still on track here. So a huge shout out to, of course, all the crews and the mechanics behind the scenes. They keep these cars running week in and week out, and keeping them in the best mechanical shape they can for these drivers to go out and compete every single week. Kevin Cooper coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, my dude. How you doing, Renegade? Got Trone up in the house with Williams and Weeglib here in second and third place. And again, look at those two drivers. They have just been literally 2-3 tenths of a second behind each other for pretty much the last 6-7 laps now. So some really good driving by those two drivers. I'm really enjoying it. I really am. I love to see the team aspect in here when we have teammates in divisions like this. There's nothing against in the rules saying that you're not allowed to do that. So that's some smart racing we're seeing from the drivers there, ladies and gentlemen. Acer Tube here coming around Druids right now. He's going to come into turn 3. Oh, that turn 3 corner. The ever so elusive, devastating corner here today. And he gets through it no problem. Apex Racing's Cupcake and Sweaty Palms, they're starting to close up here. Sweaty Palms is starting to put the pressure towards Apex Racing's Cupcake here. And CB Matt's trying to catch those two in behind. But they, of course, are on fresher tires than Matt is. So it's going to be tough for him to catch up there. Average Tom coming around Searchies right now in 9th place as well, and you think he's going to start catching up to Matt there a little bit. Sooner Man in 10th, Fuentes in 11th, Phoenix. Just not his day today, ladies and gentlemen, here on the racetrack. He does need to try and make up as many positions as he can, though, so he doesn't lose too many points difference on our current point standings leader, Trone Kobe. He does need to try and finish as close as he can to Trone, so it's going to be interesting to see if Trone can, A, make it the rest of the way on fuel, and where he's going to finish in relation to the OBR driver Phoenix, who is, of course, sitting just 2 points behind him coming into tonight's race in the championship standings. So, really tight race battle here between some of our divisions again, as we're a little past our midway point of the season now. Trone Kobe looking pretty solid here. Williams and Weeglib, I mean, you know, there's not much to watch here between these two because, again, they're not battling each other. They're playing a very smart team game here, and I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. I know I've said it a couple times already, but it's fun to watch. Budsy here in 4th place. We're not seeing a lot of battling on the racetrack right now. We're looking for him. It's just not there. Tubes in 5th. We got Apex Racing's Cupcake and Sweaty Palms, and these are potentially the two closest drivers to each other that on the track besides the Stealth Racing team there. So you see Apex Racing's Cupcake there. He's just coming around Searchseas. Sweaty Palms getting a nice little line into there as well. And it seems like these two drivers are fairly close in pace tonight as well. So let's see if Sweaty Palms can grab some here in the slipstream as we're coming into the sweeper here. And let's see if we can grab any time on Apex Racing's Cupcake there. And again, it's just, you can just see how closely these drivers are paced. He gained a little bit of time there, but not a ton. Matt there in 8th place. He hasn't lost those guys yet either. So good job on Matt. Average Tom here in 9th. We've got Sooner in 10th. Phoenix in 11th. Mao in 12th. Fuentes now coming in out of pit lane here. Trone Kobe still out on track. Williams and Weeglib making a pit stop here, so giving up those podium positions with that pit stop. Got PD Snow coming in with that like and that share. Much love, my guy. I hope you're doing fantastic. So Budsy's going to move up into 2nd place. That's going to put Icer Tube into 3rd place. That's going to put Apex Racing's Cupcake and Sweaty Palms up into 4th and 5th place with the pit stops from those drivers. And we see Weeglib coming out now in front of Williams here. So going to swap orders, those two drivers. And Matt is right on the tail of Williams there as he's coming around at speed. A little bit of contact there, not in cutback coming from Williams. Can he get it done? He's going to get the power down. Matt's going to go wide. We see Apex Racing Cupcake making a mistake. He's got passed by Weeglib there as well. And a juicy little battle happening here in the mid-pack all of a sudden. Fantastic. So Matt has gotten around Williams for 7th place there, but Williams is going to have fresher tires than Matt does. Weeglib has gotten around Apex Racing's Cupcake there. Same thing. He's got fresher tires than Cupcake has. So a little bit interesting series of events there. I'm not sure what happened to Cupcake. He looked like he made a mistake there and he just got passed easily, but we didn't quite catch what happened there. But Weeglib grabbing that position. CB Matt in 7th.
Williams in 8th. Now Average Tom taking advantage of that little bit of battling between those two groups right there and gaining some ground here in 9th place. And Soonerman trying to do much of the same thing, but he's got a fair sized gap here right now currently on the racetrack. So Trone Colby is doing very good here in first place, and you need to bear with me for a minute, chat. I gotta mute my mic. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize about the background noise. THG's Trone Colby here still in the lead. MSR Budsy here in 2nd place. Icer Tubes here in 3rd. Sweaty Palms here currently in 4th place. We got Weeglub here in 5th. We've got Cupcake here in 6th place, and those two are very close together. So we may see a battle developing between these two drivers. There's still lots of time left yet, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, we had a driver getting it all wrong there. Was that Williams? That was Williams getting it a little bit wrong on the exit of turn 3 there. He managed to keep the car in a straight line there, but he definitely was a little bit out of sorts coming on that exit. We have Average Tom here in 8th place with Matt in 9th. We've got Soonerman here in 10th, Phoenix in 11th, Mao in 12th, and Fuentes here in 13th place. So our leader now coming into pit lane here. He's going to have to make a stop. I wasn't sure if he was going to have the fuel or the tires to continue on here for the rest of the race. So as we can see, he's going to have to come in and do a little splash and dash here. That's most certainly going to give Budsy here the lead as he comes around Clearways and Clark's Curve, ladies and gentlemen. So Budsy now from Ice Racing Team up into the lead of this race, and he's in a good position now, ladies and gentlemen, as Trone Colby has yet to come out of pit lane. He's just coming out now. So Tube's here in 3rd place. Where is Tube going to come out in relation to Trone here? And he's going to come out in behind Trone. So Trone's going to hold 2nd place down here as Tubes comes out in behind him there. So Sweaty Palms now up into P4. We got Weeglub trying to chase Sweaty Palms down, but he still has Apex Racing's Cupcake all up in his business here in that rearview mirror, taking up a bunch of space in the rearview mirror of this driver here. And Cupcake got a great run there, so you can see him closing up there as we're coming into turn 3 there, and Cupcake is working very hard here to close this driver up before the end of the race. We've got Williams in 7th, and woohoo, we got a sliding Average Tom coming around turn 3 there in 8th. We've got Soonerman coming around Druids right now in 9th. Matt's just coming out of pit lane. He's going to hold up that top 10 here, but no, Phoenix is going to get into the top 10 as he comes around Paddock Hill Bend just ahead of CB Matt there. So Phoenix grabbing another spot there, and ever so important for that driver currently here today. Mao in 12th place, and Fuentes here rounding out our field in 13th. So Budsy is leading the race here, and he only has about 6.5 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen. 5.5 laps. We're going to call it 6.5 laps because my math is bad as usual. I always forget to count the lap that the drivers are currently running on as well. So 6 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Trone Colby here in 2nd. Where is Trone Colby in relation? Ooh, Tubes getting a good run there, and you can see Tubes is catching up to Trone a little bit here. So Tubes is starting to put a little bit of push on here, see if we can put some pressure on that 2nd place driver and make it an ice 1-2 here today. Sweaty Palms from Flying Fox here in 4th place, having a great race here again today. Weeglub in 5th place, and he's showing some great racing here in his debut today as well. Apex Racing's Cupcake in his 2nd race of the season looking pretty good here as well in the 6th place, with Williams in his debut having a very strong race as well in 7th. Average Tom here in 8th. This is his 2nd race of the season as well, ladies and gentlemen. Soonerman in 9th. Phoenix is in 10th. This is our 2nd place driver in the point standings here today, so not the best day for this driver. So he is doing everything he can just to salvage whatever points he can get out of the race here today. CB Matt in 11th, and we see Phoenix getting a little bit wide out of Paddock Hill Bend, but he did keep it right and tight in the forward direction there. He's going to have some dirty tires coming around Druids here, but he does a pretty good job at holding that apex. Not going to allow Matt to really get a run on him there. Let's get back up front and see what's happening here as we're coming around into Clearway. So we have Budsy coming around Clearway right now. We can see him catching up to, I believe it's Fuentes just up ahead there in 13th place. So great job so far by all our drivers. Lap 31, and we still have all our drivers on the lead lap here as well. So Pro-Am 2 doing a great job here today at maintaining that lead lap pace today. But Fuentes is at risk here of losing that very soon to Budsy. We got Trone Colby here in 2nd place, and he's just coming around Paddock Hill Bend. So Budsy has opened up a nice healthy gap on Trone Colby here in 2nd place. So Budsy just needs to keep it locked in, keep the car on the track here, and it is going to be home free for him today. Tubes chasing Tyrone Colby down. He's got a tall order in front of him here. As we all know, Tyrone Colby's a very fast, quick, efficient race car driver, so Tubes is going to have his work cut out for him. He has to catch Tyrone Colby, and then he's got to try and find a way to get around Tyrone Colby. So he's definitely up for the challenge here, as he's really working hard at catching him. But whether or not he can get the job done, and if there's enough race left for him to get the job done, is yet to be determined. Sweaty Palms here in 4th place as he's just coming in behind these guys, and he's starting to push a little bit here as well. He has gotten around Apex Racing's Cupcake, but he's up into 5th place here now. Got Williams in 6th with Weeglib in 7th. We've got Tom here in 8th. We've got Soonerman here in 9th. We've got Matt in 10th place. Phoenix in 11th. Mao in 12th. Coming into pit lane. That's super unfortunate for him there as he was making some ground up there. That's going to give position back to Fuentes here. And you can see he's getting that blue flag waved at him. But until the leader actually catches up to him here, he does not need to get out of the way. He does not need to slow down, pull over, anything. He can continue to race his race until that leader has actually caught up to him here. And he's working on it. Let's do an onboard here with our race leader. We haven't done an onboard with our race leader here yet, ladies and gentlemen. So Budsy, I believe he's our 6th race leader tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. And our 5th lead change of the night does belong to him as well. So we're just going to stick with Budsy as we're coming around turn 3. And you can see about half that exit curve is really any more than you want to take. You put both those rear wheels on that curve, and that's when you're putting yourself at risk of spinning your car out on exit. Not quite getting that tight inside line into the Surtees there, but still a pretty good line through there. And you can tell that the tires are starting to wear down a little bit for this driver. You know, he's just bringing it home here. He's still trying to keep the best pace he can. But now at this point where he's at, he needs to worry about that live timing gap. He knows he's got lots of space to work with here. Really the focus needs to be on bringing the car home safe and sound with just 3.5 laps to go here. And we just went through Westerfield there, and I can't remember these 2 corner names right off the top of my head here. I do have a thing on my phone for it, but we're not going to look at that. We're almost done here today. So coming around this 3rd last corner, coming into clearways. So you can see Fuentes is coming into clearways right now, and Budsy is just getting into clearways, and that's this first part of the corner. And then the second part of the corner, ooh, dangerous line there for Budsy. Is Clark's curve there. And Budsy really playing with fire there. You don't want to get too wide coming out of Clark's curve and clearways there. That's like quicksand. You get a tire in there and it just yanks you right off the racetrack. Tyrone Colby here in 2nd place as he's just coming around to start lap 33. 3 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Sweaty Palms is now moved up into P3. So not sure what happened to Tubes there, but now Sweaty Palms jumping up into a 3rd place position here, and that's huge for him. Apex Racing's Cupcake here has gotten up into 4th place as well, so Tube losing a couple of spots there, dropping all the way down into 5th place, and he has Williams up on his case now, so I'm not sure what happened to Weeglib here either, but Williams has managed to get back around his teammates, so lots happening here in the mid-pack, and we're not even paying attention. My goodness. What are we doing here at GT45 Gaming? We're going to stick with Williams here as he is going to go side by side with Tubes coming into Surtees here, and Tubes went to give him some space, got into the marbles, got wide going into Surtees, and that is going to be unfortunate for him there as he's going to have some dirty tires coming up Surtees here. He's going to lose that position to Weeglib as well, so going all the way from 3rd down into 7th place here in just a couple of corners time. Really unfortunate there, but hey, that's racing, chat. That is the way it goes. Average Tom here in 8th place. Soonerman here in 9th. CB Matt in 10th. And ooh, he's on a purple lap here right now. That does belong to Weeglib with a 1:23.297. OBR's Phoenix coming around. Druids are in 11th. Fuentes in 12th. And Mao here in 13th. And he's still getting that blue flag waved at him as Budsy is not yet caught up to him here. So again, showing that he has the pace here today. Just a couple of mistakes, maybe an off pit strategy, and not able to get the job done here today for him. But push, Drone, brother, push. Hey, Drone's trying, but Budsy has a pretty sizable lead here with only 2 to go. So lap 34-35, ladies and gentlemen, it is Budsy in the lead. It is THG's Tyrone Colby in 2nd place. Sweaty Palms chasing here in 3rd. Apex Racing's Cupcake is sitting here in 4th place with M. Williams very close behind here in 5th. Apex Cupcake needs to be aware of this driver. Weeglib here in 6th place. Tube in 7th, having a rough last lap there, losing a few positions. Unfortunate for him near the end of the race here today. Tom looking solid here in 8th place with Soonerman in 9th. We've got Matt here in 10th. We've got Phoenix sitting in P11 with Fuentes here in 12th. And of course, Mal rounding out the field here today. So all our drivers are still kicking on track here, man. That's absolutely fantastic. So Mal's now getting waved the flag. Fuentes has grabbed a position on him here. I'm not sure what's going on there. I actually think that Mal might be a lap down here, ladies and gentlemen, because I think he's getting a blue flag wave from Fuentes up behind him. I could be wrong with that though. So Butsy coming around here, and we're going to stick with this driver here on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, as it is now his race to lose as we start the final lap here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and it is on his debut night. Icer driver Butsy starting in the lead on lap 35 here, so let's see if he can bring this thing home and bring Team Ice yet another podium finish this week, ladies and gentlemen. They have had a great week of racing here during round 6 of Flat Out Racing. Again, we are sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, ladies and gentlemen, and I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and of course all our graphics on screen provided by Hyper Graphics. Want to get quick updates about standings and things happening in the future for Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen, right down on the right hand side bottom of our banner on screen you can see the link to the Flat Out Racing Instagram, and perfect for people who are on the go at work, running the kids to school, whatever the case may be, running regular life errands. Definitely a quick and easy way to stay up to date with what's going on here at Flat Out Racing North America. So much love everybody out there viewing, and hope you've all been enjoying the race here so far tonight. Just got a few corners left to go and it's going to be over, and that's going to be it for 2022, and that's a little bit sad, I know, but that's alright. Just a couple weeks to wait, we'll be right back at it in 2023 with round 7 at Fuji. So here we go, 2 corners to go as he comes through clearways. And Clark's curve, he gets it perfect, he gets it right, and it's going to be race win here in round 6 for the Ice driver Butsy. Congratulations to this driver, bringing home another podium for Team Ice this week. THG's Tyrone Colby going to come around with another solid race finish here. Second place for him today. Didn't have the answer for Butsy, but definitely a solid race finish. We have Sweaty Palms coming with a strong 3rd place. Apex Racing's Cupcake drag racing with Williams down to the line. He's just going to beat him through. Williams is going to take 5th place. Teammate Weeglip just a little bit behind there in 6th. Icer Tube's going to come around here in 7th. Tom not that far behind here in 8th. Let's go Soonerman now here in 9th place. So our other Flying Fox Racing competitor here today coming around here in 9th, and going to be a top 10 finish here for this driver today. So fantastic stuff from our Flying Fox driver Soonerman, and he's swinging that car back and forth. Seems to be quite pleased with that finish here today. CB Matt, after a very tough start, coming back with a good recovery here for a top 10 today. OBR's Phoenix, not ideal for him today. He's definitely not going to be too happy probably with how the race went for him here today, as he did need to finish closer behind Tyrone Colby than this, so he's going to lose some ground in the points there in that chase for the championship, but still managing to finish this thing out here in 11th place and take whatever points he could salvage here today. So great job to the OBR driver Phoenix here, and Fuentes coming around here last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, in 12th here, and I believe our other driver Mao has already crossed the finish line. Oh, we lost a driver perhaps here. We may have lost a driver. We may have lost Mao right before the end of the race, or he jumped out right as soon as the race finished. I'm not sure which one it was there, but thank you, GT45 Gaming. Really awesome comms as usual. Hey, no problem, Walters. We appreciate you. Congratulations, all drivers. Way to go, THG Trone. Hey, lots of Trone fans up in the house. So, congratulations to Butsy for the win. Debut race for him. Tyrone Colby was 2nd place. We've seen that guy standing on the podium lots this season. And Sweaty Palms here in 3rd place. I don't know if we've had a chance to talk to Sweaty Palms yet. So, fantastic stuff. So, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to flip it over to our podium screen here. We're going to zip that audio off. We're going to hit that there. Hell of a debut for Butsy. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Cupcake. Great racing so far by... I mean, you know, what can I say? We didn't know much about Flat Out Racing when we jumped on here to broadcast with these guys and race with these guys, but I got to tell you, it has been an absolute pleasure here so far this season to broadcast all these amazing drivers that these guys have on the racetrack every week. So huge shout out to Flat Out Racing North America, all the staff behind the scenes. Obviously one man can't make a show like this go all on his own. It takes a team behind to do it, and what a great team we have here at Flat Out Racing North America. They keep all the gears absolutely greased behind the scenes. They keep everything moving nice and efficiently, and it's been providing for a really great series here so far. Like I said, we're 6 weeks in now. We only have 4 weeks remaining once we come back in 2023, and boy oh boy, if it's anything, if 2022's first chunk of the season is anything to predict for what's going to happen in 2023, then it is going to be epic. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we know this is an ice driver, but we're going to put it as we see it on screen. So it is going to be MSR Budsy here for today, but we do know that he is an ice driver, so that's really all that matters at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So let me go see what's happening here. I don't even know if I'm in the Discord chat. I am. Alright, so we do have Sweaty Palms and Trone, and I'm not sure if we're going to get Budsy, but while we wait to see if he's going to pop in, we can talk to our second and third place drivers in the meantime. So good racing so far, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's just get to business here, as I'm a little bit behind schedule today. So I do appreciate the drivers hanging out a little extra longer than normal to come and talk to us here today. So just let me hit some buttons here and make sure everything is cope aesthetic. It is cope aesthetic. Fantastic. All right. Oh, we're not cope aesthetic. Now we're cope aesthetic. All right. So we have our third place finisher here today, ladies and gentlemen, Sweaty Palms. So our driver from Flying Fox Racing coming in for a nice solid finish. Now coming into the round here today, ladies and gentlemen, he was sitting fourth overall in the point standings. And really important race for him here today to find himself, of course, onto the podium. So great racing from you here today. You have been just missing out on that podium quite a bit this season, and you finally found your way on top of it. So how does it feel?
Feels pretty good. I think my last podium was the first race of the season, so had some mishaps along the way, but happy to be back there.
Absolutely, and it was pretty eventful race start there. So you managed to get through there pretty nice and tidy and clean, and yet you had a pretty good start. And then as the race went on, you just didn't seem like you were battling with the guys. When the guys came up to make a move on you, it seemed like you just kind of let them have it and just stuck in close behind and just kind of stuck to your race strategy. And at the end of the day, again, of course, working out for you as you're finding yourself on that lowest step there on the podium here tonight for third place. So, talk us through your race. Tell us how it went for you tonight.
Yeah, well, I started on the pole. 123 flat was faster than any lap I'd ever hit in practice, so I pulled over and just sat and waited at that point. Um, Never had a practice race where I didn't spin, so my goal tonight was just stay on the track, and it worked out.
Absolutely, and I mean, we did see all weekend long that Brands Hatch was just ruthless on the racers, no matter what division it was. It laid victim to many cars on the racetrack, and it was no different for you guys here tonight. Search Seas and Turn 3 especially really seemed to be the two strugglesome corners. So, did you find those corners to be a little bit of a problem for this particular race car going through on the track here today as well?
Yeah, I had a couple times where things got a little bit dicey, and just kind of backed out of it and kept the car straight. But yeah, I'm happy to be done with this track. I'll tell you that.
And I think that's a general consensus from a large majority of our 80 plus drivers here throughout the five divisions this weekend as well. Very small, tight, tough racetrack. Not exactly the best racetrack per se for the Group 3 class, but hey, we did it, and you guys made it look absolutely fantastic out there tonight. Um, Again, you had a pretty steady race. You didn't really battle too much. If you did need to battle, you made it pretty precise and concise, and a little bit of fireworks right near the end of the race there. I'm not sure what happened to Tubes, but obviously making a mistake, and you got that free pass up into the podium. So what's going through your mind at that point in the race now?
Same thing it was the entire race. Keep the car out of the grass, out of the dirt, and we'll take a podium.
Absolutely, and I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Absolutely ruthless racetrack, Brands Hatches. It's so much fun when you get it right, but boy, when you get it wrong, it gets frustrating. Let me tell you. And we did see some drivers, some very good contending drivers, not have the best of days here. So it just goes to prove it how difficult this racetrack really can be. No matter what your racing experience is, ladies and gentlemen. But you did conquer it today, and you found yourself some very good racing points moving into the holiday season. You are chasing, of course, OBR's Phoenix there in second place, and again with that not so strong finish from him today, you're really going to get a good gain on him. So, what's your thought process now moving into 2023 with only 4 rounds remaining?
Well, it's one track at a time. Next one is Fuji with the potential rain. Personally, I enjoy driving in the rain, so I'm hoping for a thunderstorm and just another good finish there at Fuji.
Well, there you go. You heard it first, chat. The weather could play a factor in round 7 as well, so you definitely don't want to miss on January 7th when we start firing back up here at Fuji for Flat Out Racing North America. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the weather is actually random in all our races here throughout the season, so it is unpredictable. We don't know what exactly to expect from one race to the next. It could rain at any given time on any of these racetracks as well, so the drivers do need to keep that in the back of their mind. And we are coming to some racetracks that are pretty famous for rain throughout the year as well. So hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You never know when the next crazy race is going to happen, chat. I mean, you've been competing really well all season. You've had strong finishes all season long. You've pretty much just, it seems like your strategy every race is just to keep your car out of trouble and just get as many positions as you can. Has that been the case so far this season?
Yeah, my two worst finishes were I got taken out in one race, and last week I ended up taking myself out, which cost me numerous positions. So yeah, I mean, if I have a decent pace, if I can keep it on the track, I got a feeling I got a shot to finish top three each race. Just need to keep it together.
Absolutely, and I mean, looking fantastic out there again, and I'm sure the boys back at Flying Fox are absolutely ecstatic to see the drivers on the podium here tonight as well. So, with that being said, shoutouts and thank yous, my man.
Yeah, dude. So my team, of course, almost every night there's a group of us on here. Sooner Man, Morin, Progenitor, Smoke 'em Holt, Eeyore, all them guys. Special shout out to our newest Fox member, which is Clammy Souls. He wasn't able to race tonight, but he kind of put the strategy together. He's got something going on with his feet or something, but hopefully we'll see him out here soon.
Absolutely, and great shoutouts, and again, congratulations on a really great run here through 2022 so far, and we definitely can't wait to see what you're going to bring for us here in 2023.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers. Hey, no rain. Hey, it could happen. It could happen, guys. It could happen. As racers, just adds to the fun. Come on. All right, so our second place driver here is THG Trone Colby. And I mean, Trone Colby's no stranger to standing on this podium this season here in the Pro Am 2 division. I think we've spoken to him all but round 1, if I'm not mistaken, so far. So, another great solid race here from you tonight, Trone. So you're looking really strong here in the season. You came in with again a very slim margin in points with just a small 2-point lead over OBR's Phoenix. Now, at about the midway point in the race, it was looking like he may have had the advantage on you a little bit, and then it just, I don't know what happened. It just fell apart for the poor gentleman, and you ended up coming in with P2 finish and grabbing about 9 positions on him. So you're going to have a nice little cushion now, of course, in the standings moving into round 7. So let's talk about that a little bit. Does that help you ease up on some of the pressure now as you're trying to make that final run for your championship this season?
Yeah, that eases up a lot of pressure, to be honest. I'm sorry for him that he messed up. I wish he hadn't. It been very competitive, to the end.
Absolutely, and I mean, now what we are forgetting, ladies and gentlemen, because we haven't actually made mention of it here in a few races, is that these drivers still have 2 drop rounds that going to get factored in here as well. So, what's going to happen is at the end of the season, the staff is going to take every single driver's worst 2 races of the season, whether that be couldn't make a race, a DNF, just a bad day at the racetrack, whatever the case may be, and they're going to drop those 2 rounds, eliminate them from the standings, recalculate all the points totals from these drivers, and then we will know who our champions are at the end of the season. So, with that in mind, you've had some really strong race finishes all season long. Is that maybe something you're thinking about now as you're moving towards the end of the season as well? You have to take 2 drop rounds, and of course, with you placing so high up in most of the races here, that is actually going to hurt you a little bit come the end of the season. So, how do you approach that, I guess, as you move into 2023?
Um, the only race was round 1, so um, those who may be the next one. I'm not really strong there. But all the rest of the rounds, I should be able to get the podium. So it's looking pretty good.
Absolutely. So, again, Tron just saying there, like we say, he didn't make the podium there in round one. So, as it stands right now, that it would be standing as one of his drop rounds, and of course, one of his podium finishes right now, as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, would be his second drop round. So, if he does have a bad race moving forward in the next 4 rounds, maybe not the end of the world for this driver, because it might not hurt him as bad once those drop rounds get factored in. So you had a really good race here. You were all over the field. You were up in the lead. You were up in the podiums. You were down in the mid pack. You were down in the rear of the pack. You were mixed in with off strategy drivers. How was your race today? Was it very tough navigating the racetrack out there today?
Our race could be better. Could have been better. Um, lap 12, I went off track after turn one. I went into the hill, into the sand, so I pulled back on. And then lap 14, you saw that spin, and my tires were screaming at me. And I was thinking, well, don't hit the failure, don't hit the failure. But I did hit the failure, but didn't do any damage. By the race end, I was only 10 seconds behind Busty, which that 10 seconds would have been coming from my incidents. If it wasn't for that, I would have been in first place, or at least a battle with them. But it's been okay today.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure you're not too disappointed with a second place finish here, especially knowing that your competitor wasn't right on your back door tonight to make sure that chase for the championship is nice and tight. So, like I said, a lot of work here for the OBR Phoenix driver now to gain this ground back on Tro and Kobe. But with that being said, this could potentially be one of OBR's Phoenix's drop rounds, and it might not hurt him as bad as we think. So, without the drop rounds being factored in here now, I can guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, that the drivers are starting to think about these things as well leading into 2023. It has to be something you think about, because you have to be prepared to see how many points you're going to lose at the end of the season dropping 2 of the 10 rounds. So, I mean, you said Fuji isn't your strongest, so are you going to just be working on extra practice over the holiday season, or are you just going to take a little break and worry about it come a week before race time?
I'm all a week before race time. I'm gonna seriously take this break. I know people out there practicing already, but it's a break, man. Take a break.
First, take a break, guys. Go spend some time with your families. Enjoy your loved ones, especially. Don't spend all your time on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely make sure you get that sweet, sweet family time in over the Christmas holidays here. We have a little over 14-day break before the season fires back up again. So, yeah, don't overdo it, chaps. Don't overdo it. Don't make those poor race officials over there in Fuji work too hard in the off season, in the holiday break either. So, a really great race from you again, Trone. Even with a couple of incidents, still finding yourself in a very strong finishing position in second place here tonight. And I just want to say congratulations again, and shout outs and thank yous.
Yeah, shout out to GTR Simulator, Apex Racer, High Priest for the beautiful graphics. Shout out to all the THG topics that did well in this round, especially Sticky Bandit for coming out first place. I would have been first place with you, but it's okay. I'll get him next time.
Has spoken like a true competitor, ladies and gentlemen. He'll get him next time. So, absolutely. Just great racing again from you, Trone. And we are really looking forward to seeing if you can lock this thing down in the 2023 part of the season.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Cheers, my guy. And we unfortunately don't have Budsy in our comms booth. Now, again, he is in Australia, ladies and gentlemen. It's what, mid-afternoon there now. He could be working. He might not be available, so that is absolutely fine. I'm sure he's absolutely thrilled for his win. It was his debut race tonight, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to talk about this driver now. It says MSR Budsy on the screen. That's how it is showing on the screen, but he is an ice racing driver. So, I mean, what can we say about this driver? He went out there with a really strong strategy. much like the ice team we seen, we seen Tubes follow the same strategy, and it was looking like it was going to work out really well for the teammate Tube as well. But a late race spin, dropping him down some positions. But Budsy held it together really good. Once he got out in the lead with 7 laps to go, he really didn't look back. The two-stop strategy just not proving to be the dominant strategy here in Pro-Am 2 today. MSR's Budsy had that one-stop strategy dialed in, and he brought it home for a race win. So ICE Esports Group tonight, this week, ladies and gentlemen. 2 first place finishes and a second place in 3 of the divisions here. So really great racing by our ICE group here, and we definitely better keep our eyes on these guys moving forward into 2023 as well, because obviously they're here to race, they're here to compete, and coming in late to the season, they got a lot of ground to make up. So all that is just more fuel for their fire, for their bellies to continue to push harder and harder, ladies and gentlemen. We had Cody Thompson coming in with a 500 star bomb during interviews too. Much love, my dude. We really appreciate that. Was a great comms from one of the best. I'm blushing, my guy. Much love. Appreciate you, Cody. Just get a hashtag Cody, COTY, up in the chats, ladies and gentlemen. Flores Caesar coming in, Cesar, with that like as well. So great racing by the drivers here. Brands Hatch was brutal this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's recap our week here. I mean, this is the last race of 2022. This is the last time we're going to hear some comms from GT45 till the new year now. GT45 is going to take a little bit of time off the mic here too, and well, do what we do. Continue working and try to get some stuff done behind the scenes that we're falling behind on. So lots going on here at GT45 Gaming. Of course, Flat Out Racing North America as well. We'll be taking advantage of some extra time here to hopefully sort all that out and get everything ready to go for the 2023 season. I mean, what else can we say? But great racing. Brands Hatch was vicious this weekend. It fought all the divisions. Our amateur division with the Mercedes on this past Saturday. I mean, it just tore that division apart. I think there was only 3 drivers that didn't fall victim to Brands Hatch. We move into the elite race, and although it wasn't quite as much carnage in the elite race, I mean, we seen Paddock Hill Bend claim a couple victims, and we seen the leader with 6 to go spin his car out, and of course that did cost him a race win. Still managing to hold podium, but did cost him the race win due to his incident on Brands Hatch. We move into the pro lobby, and it was no different in the pro lobby. We see drivers going off in Paddock Hill Bend. We seen some Rubbins racing going on. A lot of really hard driving going on in the pro lobby. We've seen guys struggling, of course, with Surtees and that turn 3 corner as well. And we had our Pro-Am 1 lobby. I mean, Surtees and turn 3 just devastated our Pro-Am 1 lobby last night. And there was the blind uphill corner after Westerfield there leading to the final sector. I mean, that claimed 3 guys all at one shot last night live while we were watching as well. So Brands Hatch was just fighting hard all the way around this weekend. The weather held up really nice, which was fantastic, but the track itself just held zero remorse for our drivers. So after a very, very sweaty, hard-fought round of racing here from Flat Out Racing North America, I think our drivers have earned their holiday break. This was a tough one, probably one of the tougher races in the season just due to the nature of this racetrack and the cars that we were driving on it. So crazy action all week long. I hope everybody enjoyed the racing so far here from Flat Out Racing North America. Let us know in the comments below what you think of the series so far. If you have any suggestions or ideas, things you'd like to see on the broadcast moving forward, feel free to drop a comment below and let us know what you think. We're always open to suggestion. We love the constructive criticism, ladies and gentlemen, because we just want to continue to create great broadcasts for all you amazing racing fans out there watching, tuning in, night out, week in, and week out. We appreciate all your support more than we can ever continue to say. I could say it a million times and it's still not enough. And thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the reactions, the stars over on Facebook. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the subs over on the YouTube channels as well, everybody. And of course, thank you to our podium viewers, podium finishers for, of course, taking time to come and talk to us, especially late tonight because I was late. And that's my bad. You know, life happens sometimes. We were running way behind today, and it ran late into the broadcast. But we got her done. We got her here. We saw some great racing from our Pro-Am 2 guys, and I think it was a pretty good way to ring in the Christmas holiday season. We had 5 spectacular races this week from all our divisions. We had full grids. and we expect nothing different moving into Fuji for round 7 on January 7th. So enjoy your holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. I hope you all have your shopping done. I hope you're not leaving it till last minute, because, well, that'd be silly, you silly gooses. But it happens. Some people do it. Some people just can't get there until the last day. That's just the way it is. But remember, everybody, be patient out there on the roads, especially for this close to Christmas time. Everybody is trying to get some last-minute items done, picking up groceries, whatever, celebratory beverages, whatever the case may be. Just don't get impatient behind the wheel. Take your time out there. Everybody's trying to get somewhere, trying to do something for somebody that they love right now. It's the time of season. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, while we're celebrating this holiday season, please be smart out there. Don't drink and drive. Let's use our brains. Let's make good decisions. Make sure we have a safe ride home, whether it be a taxi cab or a designated driver, whether it be maybe one of your kids that's waiting for you to call, whether you have a room to stay where you're celebrating, whatever the case may be. If you're the one holding the celebration and you have extra rooms, open those rooms up for people that may be thinking about making some bad choices and taking the risk out there. But all we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, from Flat Out Racing North America and GT45 Gaming, and of course our sponsors, GTR Simulators, Apex Racing, and our High Pre Graphics guy, we all just want to see everybody get home safe and sound for the holidays. We want everybody to enjoy dinner around the table with each other like we haven't been able to do for the last couple of years worldwide. It's a really special year here in 2022. We get to really rekindle those relationships that we've been missing on. We get to hug and hold those ones that we care about the most like we haven't been able to do. So take full advantage of it, ladies and gentlemen, because life is precious. It goes by very, very fast, and we really do need to cherish the small moments in life we have. So take full advantage. Make sure all the boys and girls, mom and dads, granddads, grandmoms, and everybody in between gets home safe and sound this holiday season to have an absolutely epic Christmas. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love all of you. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you matter, and you're not alone. You need somebody to talk to. My door is always open to GT45 Gaming, and our door is always open here at Flat Out Racing North America. You just got to reach out. Somebody's always there to help you, talk to you, listen to you, whatever you need. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, stay winning. We'll catch you all in 2023. Have a safe holiday season, folks.